How's it going, everybody? Today I have a video for you guys on how to do the oil change on a GSXR 600 2006. Now obviously I've already drained my oil, but I can tell you guys the steps, which is step 1 is to warm up the bike to about 130 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what I did. And then once that's warmed up, you shut it off, and then you just unplug this oil cap plug right there. And then you take this fairing part off right here. Take this screw, this one that connects right there, and also one right there if you choose to. I didn't want to take mine off down there because I have it zip tied and I didn't feel like cutting it and putting one back on. So I just used something to support the bottom right there so nothing would happen to the fairing. Once you have the fairing off, you're going to want to get an oil catcher if you have one. Use a plastic bottle if anything. This nut right here is going to be a size 17 millimeter. And then once you have that plug out, oil is going to drain out. And then you also have this filter, or this one right here, which went to that hole right there. It was pretty tight on mine. Usually it should be around hand tightened, but I just grabbed the 17 millimeter wrench and just loosen it up. And then I think what helps is to get a tin foil right there and kind of just slope it down into the pan, because you don't really want to get oil on your exhaust. Otherwise, when you ride and it gets really hot, you're just going to see smoke coming up. So try to ignore that if you can. My oil has been draining for quite some time now. Even after with the filter off, I left it draining for probably about 10 minutes now. I'm just gonna go enjoy a beer to get as much oil out as I can before I fill it back up with some fresh ones, and then I'll see you guys back. Alright, so I took off the tin foil that we left on there. Luckily there wasn't any mess created, so if you guys do make a mess, just try to wipe off as much oil as you can on the exhaust and on your fairing if you left yours on. And then also spray the exhaust with some brake cleaner. That way it'll clean it pretty well. I have my new K&N oil filter here. Now I'm just gonna be sorry if I don't get a good view of this, but you guys know what I mean. Just screw it back on, hand tighten, or if you want, use a wrench and torque it down. I got my filter on. Next step would just to be to get that screw back in there, and then we'll go ahead and fill the bike up with some oil. Alright guys, so I have this K&N filter right here that I'm gonna be installing, and then I also have Liquid Moly SAE 10W40. Make sure it's the JSO MA2, and we are going to be using about 2.8 liters of this engine oil. Next up, just go ahead and fill your bike up with 2.8 liters. Alright guys, so the engine oil is in about 2.8 liters. Go ahead and put the cap on and then start your bike up, let it run for just a couple minutes. Really, we just want to see what the level is of the oil, because when you start the bike up, it's going to suck the oil in, and then it's going to make it a little deceiving on how much oil you actually have. But I started my bike up, and then I had some help with keeping an eye on this window. So I leveled the bike, got it straight, and then I had somebody make sure that I have about 3/4 of the oil up in this window. I know you guys can't see it because the bike is off, and then the bike is obviously tilted, but what I ended up doing was pouring about 4 seconds worth of oil back into this guy, and then it was just about 3/4 of the way. And then after that, you guys are done. Thank you.